There has been a progression in discussions between ourselves and Transnet about how we look at the volume beyond 60 million tons. Previously, Transnet did all this themselves, and they came together and they decided how and when the expansions will be in place. And that has changed. We have had industry involvement, so we've had the iron ore and the manganese industry now working together with Transnet to see what the next expansion beyond 60 million tons looks like, what the capital cost can be, how we can do it more efficiently. And this is quite a significant difference to the approach that was taken before. We now have project management outside of the country to try to bring new thinking into the port and the rail. We have people dedicated now to focus on this. We have project steering committees. We have senior project people involved. So I think this represents a significant difference to the kind of way that we've done the development of future potential on the rail line. What we're interested in now, let's make sure that we have the next tranche of expansion on time. It's ready for when the mines expansion are needed. And I think that process is well underway. We have a concept study that we should see in the next month or so that'll give us an indication if sort of external views are at the moment any different to some of the internal views that we've seen before. Whether or not we'll be able to be involved in some sort of participation in that, what the eventual outcome of that expanded capacity will be, time will tell. There are two key elements of the growth going forward where Transnet's involved. The one is the final ramp up to 47 million tons, and that process is underway. Transnet are delivering new locomotives. I think their locomotive delivery plan is largely scheduled for the second half of this year, so they should be able to make their projected ramp up to 47 million tons. From 47 to 60 million tons, of which we have 9 million tons of that capacity. That expansion is already underway, and that's for the rail link to Sishen South or Kolomela mine. Transnet are on track to deliver their 60 million tons, and then beyond the 60 million tons, industry now have got involved to try and facilitate expansion at perhaps a quicker pace than would otherwise have been the case. Shipping capacity is already at 60 million tons, and if we see the rates that we have been able to load, it seems to indicate that that is correct, and so the capacity up to 60 million tons at the port is in place. The Kolomela project is now 63% complete and remains on schedule to deliver first production in 2012, and as I said, ramping up to full production in 2013. Total volume planned, to remind you, is 9 million tons per annum. Construction on the Transnet rail link has commenced. All the farms have been purchased, and the link is now under construction, and it's planned to be in time for first production in the first half of 2012. We've spent 3.9 billion rand to date, with another 1.5 billion rand committed, and so if you add those together, it remains, with our forecast of 8.5 billion rand. You can see that's about 65% cash committed, in line with the commitment, or in line with the completion percentage of the project. We believe Kumba's project pipeline can add 29% to our current production capacity by 2019. By 2013, with domestic sales of 6 million tons, we are targeting 47 million tons for the export market. Post-2013, we'll be looking to our potential projects in the Limpopo and the Northern Cape, which are in different phases of study. With the current projects under development and the potential projects, this could bring us to the region of 70 million tons per annum by 2019. A record set of results on both operational and financial aspects for the first 6 months of 2010. Our operating profit of 11.2 billion is some 3 billion rand higher than the previous best and record performance in the second half of 2008. Our headline earnings increased 90% in the period compared with the first half of 2009 to 6.5 billion. Production from the Sishen mine increased another 17% to 21.1 million tons